Good morning, my dear student. So today we'll start our second chapter from the economic side. So the name of our chapter is Sector of the Indian Economy. Before this, already we have covered the first chapter from the economic side, that is development. I hope you have just read this chapter, understand it well, and now we'll start our chapter, that is second sector of the Indian economy. Okay, so you know that in our daily life we have performed so many activities. Okay, and even when we speak, then also so many activities are already performed. So in this activity, we can just divide or we can just bifurcate this activity. In this activity, some activities are called economic activity. When we earn the money from doing the activity, that is called the economic activity. And except this economic activity, so many other activities we performed in our daily life. So because we are talking about the economics, okay. So in this chapter, first of all, we'll just talk about the different type of activities. Okay, so we can just classify or we can just bifurcate the activity into three types. First, that is primary activity. Primary activity. Primary activities are those activities, it means in this activity we are just use the natural resources. Okay, it means by using the natural resources we just do some production work. It is called the primary activity, and we can say that primary activity, that is the agriculture activity. It means all those activity, agriculture activity, that is mining, forestry, fishing. It means where we use the natural resources. This activity is called the primary activity. Suppose we are producing the cotton. Okay, so this activity, it means in this activity we are just dependent to the natural phenomenon, like we are dependent on rainfall, we are dependent on soil, we are dependent on climate, and the last ultimate product we'll get, that is the cotton. So we can say that agriculture, that is the primary activity, because in this activity we are just dependent on the natural resources. In same manner, suppose if we are just getting the milk, okay, so by getting the milk, for getting the milk, we are dependent on the animals, okay, and because animals and the fodders. So in this way, we just got the final material, that is the milk. So that is also known as the primary activity. And in the same manner, mining, because in this mining also we are dependent on the natural resources. So we can say that all those activity, it means when we use the natural resources, that is called the primary activity. And mostly we can say that in our country, India, most of the people are dependent on the primary activity for producing cotton and for fishing. It means fishing, forestry, mining. This all the activities known as the primary activity. Now we talk about the second activity, that is the secondary activity. Okay, so what is secondary activity? It means in short we can say that secondary activity is also known as the industrialization activity. Okay, first of all I will just give the example to you that so with the help of this example we can just easily understand the secondary activity. It means producing cotton. By producing cotton, it is called primary activity. And with this cotton, it means when farmer just to send this cotton into the textile company, textile mill, and they are just making the cloths, cotton cloths. So this cotton cloth is known as the secondary activity. In the same manner, producing wheat is known as the primary activity, and with this wheat, the person, those who are the owner of the factory, and they are just making the biscuit, they are making the bread, with the help of the oil and sugar and some other material. So this activity is known as the secondary activity. It means we can say that secondary activity, it means this activity support to the primary activity. Okay. So many examples are there of the secondary activity. It means with the help of oil seed, the person are making the oil. So that is it means producing oil seed is known as the example of the primary activity, and with the help of this oil seed, just preparing the oil, that is known as the secondary activity. It means secondary activity just dependent on the primary activity. So I hope you understand the secondary activity. Now we will talk about the third activity, that is the tertiary activity. Tertiary activity. We can say that tertiary activity it is just after the primary and the secondary activity. In the tertiary activity, it is just not produced by their own, but it is just dependent on the primary and secondary activity. It is just, we can say that it is the tertiary activity. It means it provide only the service. How? So again we will just come to the primary activity, then secondary, then we will come to the tertiary activity. It means by producing wheat, it is an example of the primary activity, and with the help of the wheat, making biscuit, bread, that is called the example of secondary activity. After preparing the material, okay, it is need to send to the another area for selling. Okay, so for that the people need the transport, the people need the godowns for storing the goods. Okay, and sometimes the farmers, those who not very much able, or the factory owner, those who are not very much capable, or those who are not financially strong, so they are just taking the loan. So this banking, and you know that when the farmers are growing the crops, so he is not very much sure about their crops. Okay, sometimes their crops is also failure, and in the same manner the factory owner, they are also not very much sure about. So that's why the insurance companies are there. So we can say that this transportation companies and the godowns, or we can say that banking, insurance, this all the example of the tertiary activity. Okay, it means tertiary activity is just dependent on the primary and secondary activity. Okay, because sometimes it is also that needed that we want to sell our product to the another area, so we have to communicate to the person about to show or to tell the quantity and the quality of our product. So that's why communication system is also needed. So we can say that this all the example of the tertiary activity. So I think here these three sector of the Indian economy are the three activities, that is primary activity, secondary activity, and finally the tertiary activity is clear to you. Now we comparing the three sectors. It means after explanation of the all three activity, that is the primary activity, secondary activity, and the tertiary activity. Now we'll just compare this all the three activities. It means already I have explained you that all three activities are interdependent to each other. It means only the single activity cannot work in a proper manner. Okay, so we can say that in our country India, a large number of people, they are just dependent on, firstly they are dependent on the primary activity because they are dependent on the agriculture. Okay, so one questions came in front that how will just compare or how will just calculate the total production of all these three activities. Okay, so suppose a person or any farmer, so he is just producing the wheat. Okay, and he is producing the wheat and he is selling this wheat 8 rupees per kg to any factory owner, those who are making the biscuits from this wheat. Okay, so he is only, it means his earning is 8 rupees per kg of, it means whatever their total production is there. Okay, and now those who are making making the biscuits are from this type of wheat. Okay, so he is just it means the flour mill is there. Okay, so he is just convert this biscuit. Sorry, he is just convert this wheat into the flour. Okay, and again this flour company is just selling their flour to the biscuit company. Okay, and he is just taking the amount 10 rupees per kg. Okay, and now final the biscuit manufacturing company. Okay, so with the help of this flour, wheat flour, the biscuit manufacturing company making the 4 packet of biscuit. Okay, and one packet of the biscuit price is 15 rupees, and he is with the help of this particular 1 kg wheat, he is preparing the 4 packet of biscuit. It means their earning is 60 rupees. So if we talk about this, if we compare it, so whatever the final product is there, it means the final product earning, that is the 60 rupees. Okay, so this 60 rupees, it is the final earning, and we are just calculating this 60 rupees only. Why? Because already this 8 rupees and this 10 rupees is already included in this 60 rupees. If we are just if we are just calculating the 60 rupees, again we will calculate the 10 rupees, again we will just calculating the 8 rupees. Okay, so the amount is somewhat different. So we are just to calculate this final amount, that is the 60 rupees. Okay, so the value of final goods and service produced in each sector during a particular year provide the total production of the sector of the year. Okay, and this particular amount, we can say that this particular amount, that is the 60 rupees. So we can say that is the GDP of any country. GDP, it means gross domestic product. It means this final 60 rupees. It is known as the GDP of any country, that is the gross domestic product. And for calculating the GDP, it is very much difficult task. Okay, it means easily the GDP is not calculated. So we can say that for calculating the GDP, it is very much difficult task. So that's why the central government is taking this department, and for that this government take the help of the different minister, and with the help of the different minister, the government will calculate the GDP. Okay, so I think GDP is clear to you. You have just learned the full form of GDP also, that is the gross domestic product, because sometimes the very short questions, this type of questions can come. Now we'll talk about the next topic, that is the primary, secondary and tertiary sector in India. Okay, so now we'll talk about the primary, secondary and tertiary sector in India. Okay, so for this topic, in your economics book, some graphs are there. So with the help of these graphs, if you see the graph, so you can see that whatever the graph present in 1970 and 1971. Okay, so this graph, it means this graph is shown a very little amount of the, we can say that the development of primary, secondary and the tertiary sector. But if we talk about again the census is there. So 2011 and 2012 census, you will see the condition of the graph. So it is just higher. It means in this graph, you can see there are much development in 2011 and 12 comparison to the 1971. So what is it means in this graph? You will see that definitely the peoples are engaged in the primary activity. It means most of the people are habitual and they are dependent on the primary activity. Some are dependent on secondary activity. But we will see the graph. So you can see that 2011-12, it means more percentages increase in the tertiary sector. Okay. So why we can say that why this graph is just increase in the tertiary sector? What is the reason of or what is the importance of the tertiary sector in production? Okay. So there are some points are there. With the help of these points, you can understand that why the tertiary sector, that is the graph of the tertiary sector is much high. So the four factors are there. First, that is it means for the developing country. Already you know that our country, India, is a developing country. So in this country, it means the government of the country, they are just giving the facilities to the people. It means they are giving the educational facility, hospitals, roads are there. It means some essential transports are there, public transports are there. So with the help of this transport, it means so many people got the employment with the help of the service. So then also the graph of the tertiary sector, it is just increased. Second, the development of agriculture industries. Okay, it means nowadays the development of agriculture industry, it is also developed. It means so many new technologies. We have just so many new technology, and it means if we talk about the 1970s, so the people are just dependent on the monsoon only. But now we are just have so many dams are there. Okay, and with the help of the dam, we can just create the canals, and with the help of the modern instrument and modern technology, HIV seeds, the agricultural development is there. Okay, so it means this also give so many service to us. So it means we can say that with the help of the service, with the help of the agriculture field, our work is just improved. And now the third is there, that because people are getting the much income, more income. Okay, and when the people are just earning the more income, when their needs are just increase, it means they want to go outside for it means they want to go outside for taking lunch, dinner. They want to go outside. So in this way, we can say that the tourism, that is also developed, and with the help of the tourism, that is also we can known as this. That is the example of the tertiary sector only. Okay, and they just going to shopping mall. They just want to see the movies. This all the examples of the tertiary sector. So in this way, we can say that the activity or the graph of the tertiary sector is increasing. And fourth, that is some more service. That is the information technology. Cyber cafe is there, internet is there. So with the help of this internet, with the help of this communication, that is also, it means this sector is also providing the job to the so many people. So this is also the example of the tertiary sector. So we can say that in our country India, if we talk about there are the graph of the tertiary sector. It is just rising. Okay, so in this way you can see that the tertiary sector, it is just developed. It is if we talk about the 1970, 1971, so you can say that only the primary sector is increasing, but nowadays the tertiary sector is also increasing. It means it is also the rising. But now also we can say that the tertiary sector, it is not giving so many employment to the people. It means in the field of the employment, the tertiary sector, it is not very much increased. Okay, so what is the reason is that because so many peoples, okay, they are also not getting a proper employment, because our country India is a developing country, and in this developing country India, so many people are still dependent on the agriculture. Okay, so in this agriculture, you can see that it means definitely the agriculture is giving the employment to the people, but then also some different thing is there. Suppose I am just giving the example to you that a poor family, they are survive in a village area and they have just a particular field is there. So in this family, the 5 members are there. In this, all the 5 members, they are just dependent on the particular field only for their survival. Okay, so it means all 5 members of the family, they are just doing the work in that particular field, and they are just in this way they are thinking about the same, that they are just getting the employment. But suppose if we just remove 2 persons from this family, then also the production is not affected. Okay, suppose 5, it means in this way whatever the production in this particular field the 5 members are doing, if we just move out the 2 members from this family or 2 members from this field, then also the production is not affected. So in this way we can say that that is the discussed employment is there, छुपी हुई बेरोजगारी. Okay, it means they are thinking about the same, that we are having the employment, but indirect way we can say that they don't have the employment, because if we just move out 2 persons from the family, then also the production is not affected. So if this 2 persons, they are just doing the work in another area or any factory or any another field, so in this way they can earn the more money. Okay, but with the, we can say that with the lack of the education, okay, they are not knowing the same thing, that how they can just increase their income. So in this way we can say that in the village area mostly the discussed unemployment is there, and in this way the people are not very much know about that how they just increase their income. So in your book there are so many examples are there about the discussed employment is there. So with the help of this examples you can just easily understand it. So now here our one particular part of this chapter is covered, and very soon we will meet with the second part of this chapter. Thank you.